I heard someone make a throat sound. I heard it. It was there. Somebody made a throat sound. I'm not gonna. I don't care who, but I heard something. I just want to point it out. Welcome back to Vestige of Ophiuchus. Campaign 1 session 57. No, somebody did it. Someone did it.
A penis?
I heard it.
A penis?
I heard someone. I heard somebody go like.
I don't think a penis made a throat sound.
I should. Well. Anyways, fucking. Welcome back to Nat19 Vestige of Ophiuchus campaign 1 session 57. As I've already said, we're back. It's
Hello?
Lexi, I wanted to know if I could. Oh, I'm sorry. It's Fenris. Oh,
Yeah,
I wanted to know if I could speak with you for a moment.
Fenris is doing our like trancey thing. I'll come outside. We could talk more like in another room. Here we go.
Yeah, of course.
Hi, Gwen.
I will step back.
Is everything okay? Am I in trouble? Are you mad at me?
No. I honestly, I need. Well, for one of them, I would like your thoughts because you're someone who I can talk to about it. I was going to talk with Vogan as well, but Vogan seems really into his dog.
I think he's missed Mini Myra a whole bunch.
Oh! Yep, there they go. So, there were a couple of things that I wanted to speak to you about, and one of them doesn't have anything to do with anything, I suppose, but it was something I thought of after. The first things first. How have you been feeling with,
I mean, like, I saw what happened with Vogans, and I thought that maybe, like, men could get, like, a cool kind of upgrade or something, and I kind of asked it, like, during my fight with Murkwire, but nothing's really been happening. I mean, like, it still doesn't like it when I do stuff like this, and hold it towards Gwen.
Right.
But no, other than that, it's been kind of the same.
I remember seeing in the tournament that whenever things were happening, both mine and Vogan's as well as yours to a certain extent, rejected a little bit, and, well, I can only go based on what I heard and saw with Vogan's, but I'm worried that once that happens to me, it will be different. I wanted to know if you think that Rock enjoys your company or not.
I mean, like I said, it seems fine when it's around just me. It just seems to not like other things like it, you know. Also, what do you mean that if it happens to you, it'll be different? What do you think's gonna happen?
Ever since I found mine, Cat, I've always had the air that I'm being held back with him. I wanted to know if there was anything you could tell me about yours, or even talking with Vogan about how I can get it to come more onto my side. But
You're asking me how to get your thing to like you.
I don't really know what to do, and whenever I thought about it, you were the one that came up, because that's whenever I realized I didn't want to ask Vogan, I wanted to ask you, because you're a lot easier for me to talk to.
I mean, I really like that you can talk to me. That makes me very happy, because I feel like I can talk to you too. But yeah, I'm not really sure about all this kind of stuff. It confuses me a whole bunch, and I think all of them are different. So like things that would make them like you is also probably really different. Because like, I mean, Logan's really good and everything, but he's not exactly the nicest person. So, like, how come his likes him so much? And, like, I'm nice to everybody pretty much, and mine isn't doing the upgrade thing, so, like, what am I supposed to do to make it work? You know? I don't know.
There's a lot
I mean,
we don't know about these quite yet.
Do you feel like it doesn't like you? Because it seems like it does. Because, I mean, it lets you do that really cool thing where you can jump up really high. Like, yeah.
It feels... It's something that we don't know a lot about, but I do feel that there's a part of him that doesn't judge me to be trustworthy enough. And perhaps it's because of what happened at the top of that manor, or maybe the fact that I lost to Murkwire, or I don't know. But I was just having thoughts about it, and I felt you were the best one to talk to.
Are you trying to say that other than Kitty, obviously, like I'm your favorite? I'm your favorite of your new friends?
I think what I'm trying to say, and I don't know how well to say this. It's not like I'm not versed in this. I feel like I may think of you as more than what I think of Kitty and the others. I don't think that you're my favorite friend. I think that I care more than that. It's taken me a bit, but I do know that almost every time I've not been alone with Kitty or someone else, I've thought about talking to you about my problems, or having you help me in that situation, or even when I knew that you were going to fight Murkwire, giving you that. And
Looks at Ring. That did mean an awful lot to me.
I don't think it's necessarily like Tantia and Fenris, but that's mostly because I don't know if it could be, but I'd like to think maybe it could in time. And see what you thought. Because if you don't think that way, then I can put this away. And we could not. I don't expect a answer now. I just wanted you to know how I felt about you.
I mean, like, I thought you kind of liked, like, Lyra and, like, the lady and a whole bunch of other people.
Well, there's, I do, I guess, somewhat, but not, they're not people I know enough. I don't know them like I do you, and mostly with them it was, well, this is weird to put, especially after I just said, with Lyra, she's a very powerful and fearless and attractive woman, and, that's
And
all.
I'm not any of those things?
That's not what I was, He just turns around. Oh, Kitty, where are you at? No, you, I feel, different. You are very attractive and fearless, and you took out Murkwire.
I did. That was really cool. I took out my
That's something none of them were able to do.
It's true.
I couldn't do that. You're... It's different. I feel.
Okay.
With them, it's just that.
Yo, hold
With
on
you,
for just a
it's
second. Both of you,
that
please
and
just
more.
stay here and like just hold on to that thought. Yo,
Stab,
just
stab.
just throwing out there, but the rest of y'all definitely, if you're trying to sleep, you definitely wake the fuck up because you hear yelling coming from another room. If any of you decide that you want to investigate that, feel free to drop into Dungeon 1. I haven't told them what's going on, but Cody just started being very loud, so I'm like, the rest of the house is now aware that there is a conversation
I can't
happening.
jump into Dungeon 1.
You can't jump into
Yeah, they
Dungeon
can't.
1.
They
The
don't-
chair's full.
All right,
There's a two-person limit.
I'm gonna put them in a hangout.
Okay.
Just throwing that out there. This is not a request. I'm just
mean-
letting you guys know there's noise. I gotta go back. Okay, don't worry. Okay, don't worry about it. Go ahead. Keep going.
Okay.
Cool. Fuck, get back into it, shit.
With you,
okay.
it's with them. It's
Yo, Spencer,
just that.
Spencer,
With
if you're
you, it's
dropping
that
in,
and much more.
Spencer, if you're
Yeah.
dropping in, it is with the intention of knocking and entering. It is not
Yes.
just to listen in.
No, yeah.
Okay,
I was...
you guys hear a bang on the door.
And I feel he just looks
Oh.
over.
Hey, I heard yelling.
Look.
Okay.
Is everything okay?
Who is it?
What happened? What's going on?
Is
Is there intruders?
no.
Is everyone safe? Does anyone
uh,
need medical attention?
the house is safe. You're welcome.
What?
Yeah, we're fine. Everything's fine.
What happened to your voice?
What's happening?
Fine, yeah.
Nothing. He goes to open the door. Hello, friends.
What's
I'm
up?
immediately looking in. I'm looking at Lexi.
What were you yelling about?
He's smiling. Normal Lexi.
There was a mouse.
Myra, time for your first hunting lesson. Don't worry, guys, we'll get it.
Hell
None of them
yeah!
better than me.
Let's play this game. Okay.
You have maybe the oh.
It's a mouse.
Vogan, you suspect there may not be a mouse. Fenris, these two are absolutely hiding something. Lexi doesn't seem all that agitated. Quintus seems incredibly off guard and flustered.
He's just smiling.
So there's a rat.
Uh-huh. Well, a mouse.
A lot of commotion
Well,
for
again, pay
something like
attention.
that.
We said it was a mouse, not a rat. Jeez.
Oh, sorry, a mouse.
I
Uh-huh.
didn't think that someone of the House of Valorbilt would be scared of mice.
There's a lot about me you don't know, Fenris.
It was really big, you guys.
I seem to be finding that out more and more each day.
Carrie, say big mouse again.
It's a big mouse.
It sounds
If
like
you want us to leave, we can.
No, help us find the mouse. It's fine.
Yes.
Quintus, if you're so scared, you might as well wait out in the hallway.
You're
What do you
right.
want the mouse?
Yeah, I'll step out.
You wanted me to look for that mouse?
Oh, I'm sure it's gone now. It's just a mouse.
It was really big,
It's
though.
just a mouse, you're right, Quintus.
I got an 11, man. What do you want from me?
Let's let these two go to bed. How about-
No.
Hey, Quintus, why don't you and me go into a separate call and talk? So, Quintus,
Yes.
you want to tell me what's really going on?
Whatever could you mean? Vogan, how's Mini Myra?
She's fine.
I'd like to think we hear that from the roof.
Yeah.
Sounds like she found a mouse.
Well, I'm going
glad
to
you
go
like them.
start breakfast. If
Quaint.
there's anything you want to tell me?
We should thank him.
Hmm.
What? What would I have to tell you?
I don't know.
Fenris are being weird.
Quintus was being weird.
He was. I think he was really scared of the big mouse. Which is very un-Quintus of him.
Lexi, I might know that there's no mouse.
What? That's ridiculous. I don't know what you're talking about.
All
Fenris,
right.
do you want to ask me something? It feels like you want to ask me something.
I do not know what to ask, but if you ever want to tell me, I'm here.
Well, I
And
wouldn't
she'll-
know what you want me to tell you.
Okay.
Knock on his door. I'm gonna close the door. Just kind of like lean up against the wall. You okay?
I'll be fine.
Mm-hmm. You seemed a little less Miriam last night, so I wanted to check in.
A lot of people died yesterday.
Yeah. I'm feeling that too.
Just brought some stuff up for me. That's all.
What's up?
It reminded me of the one instance I really had a chat with Quintus's dad.
Do you want to talk about it?
That's not a lot to say. I was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. And, I guess he was too.
I'm not gonna ask you to go into details, but I'm sorry.
Happens. We all have, stuff we dealt with.
Mm-hmm.
Hurt Quinn more than it hurt me. Doesn't make it easy to forget.
Makes it easy to blame yourself, though.
Yeah, I suppose.
I know what it's like to lose people. So, all those people yesterday, just what it's like not to be able to protect the people around you, so I know it doesn't mean much coming from me, but if you do need anything, I'll be around. I was gonna come talk to you about other things, but I don't think now's the best time.
Yeah, I mean, what you got bad news? Because I'd rather hear it sooner than later.
It's a long story and maybe a little bad news, but clarification, I suppose, if you're open.
All right, I'm just out of wine. I'll let you know beforehand. So if it needs that, then maybe we should wait. But if it's not, if it's wine optional, I'm okay.
I think wine optional is fine. We can always get more later. It'll be on me. So, I've mentioned a couple times about Spooky Man in the Mist.
Offhandedly, yeah.
Well, before we jump to whatever is to come today, I thought we might as well talk. And maybe it'll take your mind off of this.
All right, let me
Well-
just put a shirt on.
Alright. Whatever makes you comfortable, Miriam.
I'm always comfortable. I'll start getting dressed.
Somehow I think that's a lie.
I'm pretty good at that, though.
Makes two of us. So, do you remember much from your childhood? Odd question, I know, but there's a reason.
Plenty enough.
Um,
Not a lot of interesting details.
I believe I may
Not
be
much in a
falling
mining
for
town,
you.
though.
your family was poor, right?
Yeah.
Well, I sort of know who that old man is and why. Oh, where to start? So, when I was young, my mother would disappear often and for weeks at a time. And sometimes, when it was time for her to leave, or when she would come back, there would be a mist. The same mist that surrounded this house, and that saved us from the Tenebros. I didn't know exactly who this person was who would come get her, but I remember once he came to our home, and I remember hearing the name, the Faineant. And that night, when we were here, after the party, I heard that, what I can only assume was that man's voice. He said my mother's name, Hathoyura. And when I came to find you guys again, when I returned, that man found me in the streets. He thought I was her. So it seems, so that to say, the same man who appears to you was connected to my mother.
Sorry, it's a lot to take in at once.
Yeah.
It's nice of him to show up while you're alive. He has a hard time doing that with me.
The thing
Although-
is,
Thumb the necklace. This doesn't really make it easy for him.
no, doesn't. A big way he was able to find us that night was apparently I have something my mother had. The Faineant, the man. He and my mother were working together. They were partners on a project. They wanted to forge keys of a kind to open vaults.
Me.
Yes. My mother had the mold. It was a star ruby. I don't know how she got it. From what I understand, they were working to make keys. And I think they were working on multiple keys at once. Those keys were people. From what I understand, I think they worked on multiple people, and none of them worked. All of them seemed to fail, or at least they thought so. Trying to think of the easiest way to tell you this. Your family came to the Faineant, and you were experimented on in his home to weave the magic of this key, this mold, into your soul. My mother and the Faineant were trying to turn you into a key, to connect you to their nexus. And they were wanting to open the vaults of the Eidolons, specifically Vestius. And they worked on you for a while, with your family in his home.
I believe I may be falling for
And when they thought that it had failed, that experimenting on you had failed, yours and your family's memory was wiped. Your family was given money, from what I understand, and sent on your way. I don't know if this Vaniant is a good person or not, but he's wanting to open vaults for some reason, and he's using you to get to it. The thing is, when you died, you connected back to their nexus, and that's why the Vaniant started appearing. Your soul was trying to return, and it alerted him. He told me he hadn't spoken to anyone in, 20 years or so? So, your soul connecting back woke him up, I guess. And he said that if you want to lead a life of more than a poor boy who grew up in a mining town, that you should reach out to him, and that he would answer.
You're certainly giving me a lot to think about.
And for what it's worth, I'm sorry for my mother having a hand in this experimentation.
No, it's not like you have any fault. I'm not one of the sins of the father types. I judge people on their own merits.
I suppose, but he was... If you're gonna question... If your soul is woven with the power of a star ruby, the Vaniant was able to find me before I found all of you. Because apparently I had the same item she had. I don't know what that is. I never saw her have a star ruby. I don't have one on me. This is the only thing she left me with when she abandoned me.
As you reach out to it and you take it, Miriam, there is a sense of wholeness that comes from it. Not that you had ever felt like anything was necessarily missing or whatnot, but as you reach towards it and as your fingers come within inches of the fan, there's this sense of something that you have always been missing coming back to you, of like the same sense of meeting a parental figure that you'd been long estranged from. As you take it in your hand and you briefly like raise it up between the two of you, initially you don't see anything, and Aviana, you don't notice anything about it, but Miriam, you see that at the connecting point between the two arms, where you would assume that there's a screw or fastener or whatever it is that allows it to rotate. You see through the minor seams in it, in this ornate fan, through the grooves that hide the mechanism inside, you see the faintest shifting red glow begin to escape. Miriam instinctively begins, like, almost without even looking like he's meaning to. His whole body seems still. Every movement he makes seems isolated, as if the rest of his body isn't communicating properly. His breathing even seems to slow almost to a stop. After he looks at it for a second, you see his lips part, and a very faint escapes from them, as he seems to let the air in his lungs out, but not breathe back in. And then you see his other arm comes up to it, very specifically and very gradually. His fingers curl around the seam on your fan, and he starts trying to rip apart, very slowly, the fan without making eye contact with you.
No!
As he does this, you reach out as you hear the buckle of the metallic seam begin to grate as it looks like he starts trying to bend it apart. And your experience with magical items, Aviana, is they're usually far more durable than regular materials. But whenever he puts his fingers under the seams and starts pulling at it, you see it almost coming apart as if it's supposed to, as if it's natural. You quickly grab it out of his hands, and when you do, you hear the clicking of it snapping back into place. Miriam fights you briefly for a moment, not with any sort of vigor. You don't see his expression change. He just seems to fight back as if it's a impulsive effect that he should be doing so. But you manage to get it and push it away from you. Put your elbow up towards him and pull the fan away and hold it away with your other hand. And as you do, the glow in it, again, that you don't see, subsides, and his eyes return to normal. The star pattern forms back down and returns. It disperses and almost crawls back in towards his pupils, which then resume their cat-like shape, and then the irises take on their yellow coloration again. And Miriam, you just went from being aware, you just went from trying to reach for the fan to now being pushed halfway down with Aviana holding it away from you, with seemingly no recollection of what happened in between.
Are you? You?
Yeah, the same boy, know and love.
You don't remember. Miriam, you were trying to rip apart my fan.
Nah, I was trying to reach for your fan.
Mm-mm. Shouldn't have been able to pull it apart that easily.
It looks fine from over here. Are you okay?
I don't know. I think this is how the Faniant was able to find me. If you don't know, then... When you touched my fan, you went rigid and your eyes essentially looked like those rubies. And you were trying to tear something out of my fan.
I don't even remember touching it.
I don't think you should. This is the Star Ruby the Faniant mentioned. The one that was used to make you into a key. If this is really the Star Ruby of Vestius, I do not think you should handle this at all.
Vestius? I might have missed that part.
They were trying to open the vaults of Vestius.
I guess that makes sense.
Shaking my head, just looking at the fan. She wasn't a great mother, but was still, you know, only family I had, so I guess I hold on to it out of hope.
Well, if you ever need someone to break it, apparently I can do that.
If I'm ever really angry with her, I will know who to call. Shall we
We
meet
got
the
10 minutes?
others?
Oh, yeah. Let's go downstairs.
So, what's the game plan for today?
You guys hear a knock at the door?
Up.
Oh.
Hold
I'll
that
get
thought.
it.
Okay.
I'll get the door.
When you open it, you see a very familiar member of the Platinum Watch, a certain boy, leaning against the door frame, like one elbow on it, the other hand like on his hand. As you see Rory standing in the door whenever you swing it open, his eyes closed. Seems like he's just like rubbing his temples, and he just when he sees it when it opens, he opens his eyes. Right, hi. This place was easier to find than I thought it was going to be. Is Aviana here?
Dude, I'm gonna shove Avi towards him.
Hey!
Rory, come in. We're having breakfast.
Come on in, Roar.
All right, I have to get back to work soon, but sure. And he walks in. You see he is wearing his Platinum Watch, like, guard armor.
I'm looking
Right,
at
so I'm
you,
here on
Rory and
official
Miriam.
business, and I'm also here because I had heard that you have been, the tone has been unclear, but I think you all think I'm dead.
It was a concern, yes.
It was a concern, yes.
Right, so I've just been doing my job, is what I've been doing. But thank you all deeply for your concern, and Avi, I'm very happy to see you. I'm happy you're around. I thought you were dead.
I was worried about you.
Oh.
Vogan, I will fucking kill
Well,
you.
Right, so, I can stay for enough to debrief and chat. I do have to work, but...
Well, we're back into town. It's not like a
Yeah,
few
no, I
months.
figured I'd come back with you. The main thing I came to tell you is, apparently you've been invited to, you're one of the very select few people who's been invited to be audience to the elections, to the delegations of the Merchant Lords. You've been asked to, given permission to, rather, not asked to appear, but you've been given permission to appear as one of the representatives of, a combination of Vindimax, Pyre, and Agravane. Different sets of you have been allowed to appear as their, well, subjects, effectively. I don't know how you'll take to that word.
Interesting.
But that said, so you are invited. I was told to come and give you a message that those will be happening today around sundown, so if you want to arrive, you won't need to be sneaky, you won't need to fly up and hang out in the rafters of Mordane's Summit. You can just show up like regular people and just walk in and be civil and talk to people like you're normal people and not disguise yourself as other people and not beat up guards and pretend to be them or whatever else it is that you would get in your heads to do. You could just show up. You're allowed to be there. All right? So please do not cause problems. In any case, I believe that she wants to thank you for your part on what happened yesterday. But that'll be around noon, so if you have any other plans before then I guess do whatever you're going to do. I have been told not to say very much, but I have been told to be at the election and ready to speak in regards to what I heard about Murkwire. High Lord Morian requested that I be there to testify. It seems that he sees the election as something of a trial, which he's telling select few people. And I'm a witness. Go figure.
By the way, I'm sorry I didn't come find you sooner when I got back.
That's fine. It has been... Well, if I can speak candidly, the past week feels like it's taken months. So I understand.
Wow.
That's true. I think it's been the longest week. Yeah, I should have told you I got home.
Anyways, I'll have that tea.
It's really good.
It's pretty
He
good.
walks over and he sits down.
Yeah.
Outside of everything, how are you?
Outside of everything, I'm not sure there is a me right now, but relatively okay. Come out of the past few days of events unscathed for the most part. I'm not missing limbs. I wish I could have been there for the attacks that happened yesterday, but I was busy. It did seem odd to me, but after my involvement at the cathedral, I was put on patrol in the Platinum District more than I usually am. I'm not sure if that's Valda trying to keep me away from danger, or if there's anyone else trying to separate you all from people that might have higher connections. Either way, someone was trying to remove me from leaving the Platinum District. I assume it was either Valda trying to protect me, or it was... I don't want to speak ill of the Merchant Lords, but anyone who might have ill intent, trying to make sure that maybe perhaps you did not have a direct line to my brother, if I had to guess.
Fucking Diane.
Please just behave. I really don't want to babysit you all today.
Wow, I'm a babysitting job now.
You have always been a babysitting job, Aviana. Since the moment I met you, I have been babysitting you. Like, tapping his finger on the table when he says this. He says it with, like, not a vindictive look on his face, but it's a very, like, yes, correct!
I like how comfortable you're getting around us.
I'm not comfortable around you! You all stress me out!
You seem comfortable
Sorry.
enough to be yourself.
You're enjoying the tea.
And there's plenty of tea to be had.
Apparently.
Oh, shut up, Mary.
What have I told you about an opening in the highest stand?
I have zero interest. None.
Why?
I'm not an adventurer. I live by the code of the law. I have expectations. I can't be associated with Iocane.
I am sure there are many guards who have gone off to adventure later in life.
Good for them. No interest.
I'm gonna lean, like, right next to Rory and just kind of like, just don't do it. Save yourself.
As far as I'm concerned, any guard that abandons their post to pursue the life of an adventurer is irresponsible. I cannot condone that.
How dare you take those words back?
They would have to be out of their mind. But yes, I would prefer for today, since you've been invited to participate in the most influential event in the last 30 years of our city, I would perhaps appreciate it if you would be calm and behave like regular citizens, and I didn't have to hold your hand. It's a lot of hands to hold.
Aw.
I shouldn't bring my lamp.
You can bring whatever you want. In fact, I'm sure you should probably come armed. My point is, walk in, be nice, heckin'...
You're always nice.
Say please and thank you.
We always say please and thank you.
Please and thank you.
Looks at Vogan.
Roar. I promise to not cause trouble should we move.
I believe I'm going
Shall
to...
we?
I believe I'm going to head back. If you want to come with me, then certainly. If you've got business in town before the Vindy stuff.
We needed to find Hanzo, but I wouldn't mind a word on the way back.
Who?
Right, you wish to find one of your friends. We should probably make our way there
A more
sooner.
colleague.
I'm not sure who that is.
Nah, he's, you wouldn't. It was from a recent job, the one where I, didn't let you know.
Oh, good. Secret friends. Neat. All right, let's head back.
Rory!
It's the weakest uwu I've ever seen, Aaron.
Yep.
And yet at the same time is also a perfectly adequate uwu.
I'm sorry.
For which thing?
That's fair. I'm sorry that things have been so insurmountably weird lately.
He, like, shrugs a bit. We were born in a time of peace in the city. From what I understand, the previous High Lord was something of a tyrant, heavily taxed everybody, took over by...
That, Roar.
Well, I'm just saying, we're very fortunate, and if you have any hand in what happened the last few days, maybe we're just dealing with something the city's overdue for. Or are you speaking about the running off and disappearing for a very long period of time, and then coming back and telling me that you got romantically involved with somebody?
What?
Or is that what you're apologizing for? Because, I mean, I don't see why you should feel the need to apologize for that. Or are you apologizing for the continued illegal acts that you commit within the electorate district, which I've been telling you for... He, like, looks at his wrist as if to check the time. Oh, 20 years I've been telling you not to do that, but you keep doing it. Is that what you're apologizing for? Or are you apologizing for getting involved with these delinquents who have made my life considerably more difficult? Is that it?
All of the above.
I see.
But... primarily the first. The whole party situation, I'm sorry. It was... I should have been more clear when we were there. And before, I should have told you a lot before then. So first... she's just kind of like looking forward, like not super looking at him, but like kind of side-eyeing him every once in a while. I'm sorry that I didn't really respect that you were working. Not that I have in the past. But I'm sorry that I didn't respect that you were on a high station job while we were at the party and I kept trying to pull you away.
Yeah. You shouldn't have done that.
No.
But it's not as if... It's not as if I didn't want to abandon my post to be with you, especially with how you were dressed. Alright, you looked very good, and I was very awkward when I said it, but you looked very, probably the best I've ever seen you, and I absolutely wanted to come spend time with you there. My job would not allow me to, and I know my job is terrible. And I know it didn't used to be this way. Both of us, I think, didn't used to be this way.
Mm-hmm.
But you left for a long time, and when you did, I got very involved with my work. And it's... My parents have been gone for a long time, and you were one of the only friends I ever had, apart from other spoiled children from the Platinum District who I never felt like I fit in with. And with you gone, I only had my work to do. And by the time you came back, I guess I was so invested in that I wasn't ready to... I haven't made the effort to invest proper time in you. I'm gonna wait for that notification to go away. Thank you. Alright. Thank you for the subs, by the way, Army of One. I haven't properly invested time in getting to know you again. And that's on me. And I'm sorry, and I feel like you've been shouldering a lot of that, but it's honestly on me.
I got it. I've never held any of that against you, and you're right, things are different. We can't just run off into the woods when we feel like getting away from it all anymore.
Yeah.
Wish we could, but I'm sorry that I was so secretive when I came home. I really should have told you everything sooner. And been clearer with you on a lot. But I'm sorry that I've made your life so hard.
I wish that what you brought into my life was all I had to think about.
Heads up!
I am this close to turning off notifications, I swear to the Lord. In the time you were gone, I actually got my own place in the Platinum District. I wanted some independence, and I'm working, and I know the intricacies don't matter to you very much, but I'm doing better than I was when you left.
Hey, it all matters to me.
And I have my own place, and I wanted to say, and I've been thinking about how to say this, but there's a lot happening with you, and you've told me a lot of things over our lives about your mother and the strange, mysterious things that happened to you that honestly are so far beyond me that I couldn't even begin to process them. And I knew someday you would probably end up leaving, because there's clearly more in the world for you than there is for me. But I want you to know, especially now that you are allowed to live in the Platinum District, that if you ever come back, when you're done dealing with all the things that you need to deal with, or even if you just want a break from them, I have a place, and that means you have a place, and things can be calm if you ever want them to be. And I understand if that's not what you want now, but maybe someday it will be. And whatever happens between now and then is your business.
That's all I've ever wanted. I'm not planning to leave anytime soon. I know it feels like I'm getting pulled in a million different directions right now. I don't feel like I have my feet on the ground. Knowing that, and knowing you're there, and here, yeah, that sounds perfect. Thank you, Aurora.
He gives a very genuine smile, and he pats just under one of your shoulders with one of his hands. Lets his hand linger on your arm, just kind of slides it down till he's gripping your wrist briefly, and then slowly lets go of it in a way that doesn't infer any dramatic meaning. I know you may not think you're leaving soon, but I don't believe that. I think you're a bit more at home right now with these people than I've seen you in a very long time. They're misfits, and I hate them. They're terrible, they're bad for my health, and that did not shut off the notifications. I don't know how to then. I guess I'm just I've been defeated, I've been bamboozled. I think that right now they're what you need.
I don't get why I can't leave them alone, but I think you're right. As you tend to be.
I'm right about maybe one or two things, and the things I'm right about are things that are written in books and told to me. That's why I think that you have a lot more going for you than I do. You have a much better sense of right and wrong when we look into the gray, like these people. I don't know what they're doing. I don't want to know. I have zero interest in having them in my life, apart from the fact that they're part of yours. But maybe there's some greater purpose to what you're doing that I just can't understand because it's so far beyond throwing someone in jail that yeah, I'm not really sure what to say.
I just thank you. I'll very lightly just kind of squeeze his fingers. Just, you've always been there for me. I know I've never made it easy, and I am awful and cagey and bad at explaining how I feel. I can't picture not having you around and not having you in my life in some way. And the fact that I'll be able to live in the Platinum District, I think it'll be nice to... I won't bother you on your patrols, but it'll be nice to see you more.
I believe we're keeping the others held up slightly, and if we
Yeah.
linger too long, they may start trying to meddle. So
You see
There
Mary
you go.
staring.
there it is. There's the meddling. That's what I'm talking about. Right there. That's
Yep,
why I
there they
hate.
are.
That is why I hate your friends. Luckily,
Cut
Tell
them some
him. You
slack.
better told
it's
him.
all right though. I hate all of my friends too. They're all stuck up platinum watch gods. So we can hate all of our friends together. It'll be great.
Yes, hello.
Hey, Hanzo.
Aviana. I'll open the door the rest of the way.
It's one of those where we're still like a heckin' the chain lock on it closes. You hear like 3 more locks go off. It opens.
Yeah.
I see you have brought others with you.
Don't mind them too much. I'm gonna give you the heads up. They're a lot.
Wave.
But
Hello.
this is the highest standard.
I see.
Do you mind if we come in?
I am Fujibayashi Hanzo.
Do you mind if we come in?
I suppose not. It's just me. I assume you have used discretion in bringing these people with you and they are to be trusted.
Yes. I wouldn't bring them around here if I couldn't trust them.
I should hope not. Please, come in. Close the
Look
door.
at all these locks.
Quintus, shut up.
Feel
Thank you for
free
your
to
hospitality.
take a seat wherever you find it most comfortable.
There are barrels and crates.
Ooh. I'll sit on a crate.
Ooh.
At least there's a place to sit.
Ooh, luxury.
I'm just curious before we get started, because a shot in the dark. Do you know anyone by the name of Elmira, Hanzo?
Aware of Elmira, yes.
Look to Vogan.
Yeah, everyone turns
Yep.
to Vogan, I guess.
Everyone's looking at Vogan.
Why is it that you would be asking?
Someone
She's my
else who's
master.
Excuse me.
You would also know that Elmira Elmondo was one of the strongest advocates for not making peace with Retia. Just by the by.
Yep. And Vogan is
Vogan's a hobgoblin.
Yo, what up?
Do I notice that?
Vogan, have you had your hood up?
No.
Okay,
He's not
yeah, you
really making any attempt to
you
hide what he
absolutely
is anymore.
notice that they have a hobgoblin with them. Also, whenever they come in, the weapon on your back reacts in such a way that you are also aware that within this group there are idolic armaments.
Ah.
Oh, fuck. Why did we do this, y'all?
All right, boss fight, Fujibayashi Hanzo, let's go.
I think Hanzo's gonna fucking
You led us to our death.
God damn it, Avi.
But yeah, you absolutely notice the hobgoblin who's making no attempt to hide themselves.
I do not understand what you mean. She is your master.
Mm-hmm.
Elaborate.
I was once part of the Hillrock Army.
They're the ones that murdered Elmira.
Big stiffen at that.
Big stiff.
Dirty.
Big stiff. Continue.
Then I was kicked out, I guess, is the best way to put it. I was horribly injured. Elmira found me and took care of me. She then started training me in her ways of the sword. And I am on the path to redemption because of her.
How old are you?
19.
Then surely you're mistaken.
What?
It is possible for a person to share a name with another. This is likely not the same individual.
Elf? Black hair?
There are many elves with black hair.
Clothes like yours?
Do you mean to mock me?
No, you just have a certain
Goodness.
way of dressing that she shares.
Aviana, why have you come here?
He's so scary.
Excellent. That's what we need.
We're here because we may need your help with something. Your skills might be needed. Your ability for fear specifically.
I see. And this is a pressing matter,
Yes.
I assume.
I mentioned the Tenebros when we were working, yeah?
Yes.
He has a powerful ability to just emit unbridled fear. And it nearly took us all down. So my friend Flux here, and I'll gesture to Flux, came up with a way to fight against it? I'm not super clear. Flux, you elaborate.
Oh, if this device works the way I believe it will, once applied to the skin, it should make the user incapable of fear for a small amount of time. Hopefully enough for us to decisively finish a battle with him, or at the very least escape. But in order to make it work, I would require a very, very potent extract of fear, which I am told you may be able to provide, Master Hanzo?
Did you intend to get this matter of fear by angering me?
No.
If you are willing to give it, I would be looking to collect a small amount of your blood. So yeah, like 8, just to be on the safe side.
It's like a vial's worth of blood in context.
Yeah, I'll pull out a vial of, would about this much be, would about this much be, alright?
Instead of a spider, it's a tick.
To be fair, Hanzo, I didn't know.
It is not the first time I have been asked to give my blood for a greater cause.
Have I struck a nerve? I am sorry. I seem to be doing that a lot today.
It is fine. Do whatever you... Let it be done quickly so that I may return to what I was doing.
Yes, of course. Thank you so much. I will make this as quick and clean as I can. Thank you so much for your donation, Master Hanzo. I will put it to good use.
Very well. Do what you will with it, if it will be of use.
You'll want to keep on that bandage for a day or two, and the wound should heal nicely.
Understood. I have suffered far more grievous wounds than this, I assure you.
Excellent. I pat him on the head and give him a lollipop.
Hell yeah.
No. But,
No, but
yeah.
like, do it though, coward.
I wouldn't have a lollipop.
I pull out one of the bars.
Oh, you can offer him a granola bar?
It's not much, but I made these granola bars earlier today, and just gonna offer it to him.
Logan.
Ye?
How recent of an invention is granola?
Oh shit!
Well, why don't we roll 1d100? Granola was invented 31 years ago. A number I will not commit to if asked this at a later date.
Writing it down.
You are unfamiliar with the concept of granola.
I love it, thank you. What is this? Food, I assume?
Mm-hmm. It's got little pieces of chocolate in it, too. It's very nutritious. The chocolate part's just for flavor, though. That's not nutritious.
It's for your soul, Fanny.
I see. Well, thank you for that. And I'll take it and look at it and then
She's
take
gonna
a
fucking
bite.
hold her breath till he takes a bite.
You take a bite. By the standards of your typical fantasy setting, this would be very good.
Highest standards.
And so it'd be quite flavorful, especially given that it has chocolate in it. I mean, the chocolate wouldn't be the sweetest. It wouldn't be comparable to like the candy bars that we're used to, but
It's dark chocolate.
no, it's
even better.
quite good. You
Oh,
haven't.
that's actually good for
It's
you.
definitely the best food that you've had in probably close to since you were back in Cahulas, at the very least.
Not as good as Briar's brownies, though, right?
Meh.
Oh shit!
Thank you for your contribution.
Yeah, hi Eric.
I love you so much, Eric.
Fucking Omar just walks in because he's hanging. It's like, oh hey, fucking people, yeah, hi, what's up? And then that's it. That's all Eric does. Fucking.
Oh no!
Hey, I'm Omar. Don't mind me. I'm actually just on my way out. All right.
Hanzo will kind of rest his back against the wall. The world has changed. Much more than I had thought it might without my presence.
Do you not
This
like
was
that?
good.
Oh, okay, good. I'm glad to hear.
Tell me, if you don't mind my asking, exactly which type of elf are you? I don't think I've seen anyone quite like yourself before.
Fortunately not. I'm a shadow fae, but I was born in Retia. I was only 21 when everything happened.
That must have been unspeakably difficult for you.
It was difficult for everyone. I'm just lucky that I made my way out the other side.
Is it possible, again, pardon my forwardness, is it possible that you're descended from Shadar Kai?
Fenris will nod.
That is absolutely fascinating. I've heard stories of
I wouldn't say anything about
Izzy, you're
myself
crackling.
as
Oh, sorry, Weiss is messing with the mic here.
Go on mute, my boy.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say anything about myself as particularly fascinating, but thank you.
Oh, well, I'd heard stories about the Shadar Kai and their disposition, their role within elven society.
Please tell me more.
The world has changed quite a great deal, and I do not think much of what I knew of it is holding very true, but if it is possible that you are descended from Shadar Kai, then I find it nothing short of incredible.
Yeah.
I think there is no need for modesty.
I will try not to. I just didn't particularly know that much about... I knew our origins, but nothing about how we fit in with... And she'll gesture to Hanzo.
Of course, yes. Well, I had been staying with Edrigan for quite some time.
What?
It just like looks over. Edrigan.
Fen was like still holding the thing of the bars, and she nearly drops it and kind of stumbles to catch all of the. And is he okay?
I feel like all of us slowly turn to Hanzo as he said that.
You've seen Edrigan.
What?
No.
When you are unaware.
Hanzo.
Aviana?
Avi, have you been keeping secrets from us?
Perhaps I'm unaware of the time of day or the events that have transpired thus far. I had lost track.
Things haven't progressed to where they were going to learn that.
I see.
Is Edrigan okay? You obviously have a reason not to tell us anything, but
Hanzo's like smiling and chuckling a little bit. I suppose you will find out soon enough.
Yes. Yes, he's fine. As good as he can be. I will give you all the details after the election.
I suppose if things have not yet transpired, then this is of the utmost secrecy. Please use discretion.
Don't worry, I'm the best at keeping secrets.
I
Me
will ask
too.
no more questions.
At
Okay.
any rate,
And cast modify memory on Quinton.
you don't have-
I would love to learn more about everything. And she's gonna give him 2 more bars.
Aw. You have 1 bar left. Oh, wait, hold on. You had 8, 9, 10. He has all the bars.
Actually, Hanzo, I don't mean to take. I was saving one for someone.
Who would ever take back what they gave someone?
The fucking tips of her ears are glowing. I can just make her something later. Never mind.
You have all day.
Please enjoy the bars.
Well,
A few hours left before the election. We could get ourselves look around. We're getting closer to lunch and get ourselves something to drink.
I'll say this conversation probably took the better part of an hour.
Yeah.
Take out all of my, okay, here's the lore things, and I think that would have been about accurate.
Given that we're expected, we might be able to enter the Platinum Watch a little more, or Platinum District a little more easy today. So we might even get some high dining in if we want.
Ooh.
Will they have stew?
Probably.
Will it have strawberries?
Well, they'll certainly have strawberries. Those are high dining if I've ever heard it.
Oh.
well, I will leave you all to it. You have what you've come for, and I have much to think about. So, thank you for informing me of the things that you did. And again, I should expect that the things I have informed you of shall remain discreet. Thank you all for your time. Thank you, Fenris, for whatever these are.
Granola bar.
A granola bar, yes. Thank you.
I love him so much!
And I have much to reflect on. So, thank you.
Thank you for
Thank
the
you
blood.
Thank you
Thank
for
you
the
for your
insight.
time.
Yes, thank you for helping us.
Indeed, yes.
It's truly appreciated.
Should you need me again for something urgent, then feel free to call upon me. I will try to keep you abreast of my location, should I be needed.
Sure. I don't live far from here, so if there's an emergency, I'm usually around here.
Understood.
Until we meet again.
Okay. You guys make your way towards the entrance to the Platinum District. Whenever you get there, a couple of guards are at the front. I'm not going to concern myself with who they are for the sake of what we're doing.
Let us in!
They say okay. Dialogue option comes up. You got it, sir. Press X to continue. You press X. They know about your arrangements already. They lead you into the Platinum District. Not terribly far in. They lead you to a mess hall that is, you get the sense, is reserved for celebrations and whatnot, but it's not as massive as Mordane's Summit by any means. It's like a modern Legion equivalent. Whenever you arrive there, you are ushered in, and before you even enter into any areas where you may see what's going on, as soon as you open the doors to this building, the enticing smell of more food than you've probably been aware of in one place in a long time immediately fills your nostrils. You can't even see it. You're in a different room, but this sweeping, overwhelming scent of various kinds of food, all prepared and spiced in ways that you're not even familiar with, things that you recognize as flavors that you've never encountered before, sweep over you, and you all find yourself stopping for a second, just breathing in, and then before you realize what you're doing, you are walking towards the source of it. You are led in.
Shit.
You are led in and eventually opened up into this large hall that looks like it could serve, it could seat a couple of hundred people. There's a very long table set up in the middle of it with various chairs placed around it. And you see that along this table, there is a wide selection of foods that rivals even what the High Lord offered you when you came to his estate previously. Various meats, salads, some things that you're not in, like some different kinds of fruit and vegetables that you're not even entirely certain what they are, things that look exotic but deliciously prepared nonetheless. And at the end of the table you see, sitting, waiting very patiently, like one hand cupped over the other, elbows on the table, you see Vindy. A cheeky look on their face with, and there's this robed figure standing beside them, this rather downtrodden looking figure that is holding a wooden staff and kind of leaning over. You see, these locks pouring out from the hood that they have up. They have this bluish hue, and you can see blue skin, underneath. They have these, like, almost cat-like eyes that kind of catch and reflect the light that you see looking at you, and you see this figure standing behind them is a male figure. They have a kind of bored look on their face as if they don't want to be here. They give off the vibe of an attendant. But as soon as you enter, they like stiffen up and they straighten their back out as if they're standing at attention. When Vindy looks over to you, a lot of you, as you enter, you also see Winchester's led into the building behind you. And Quintus, you see that there is a, over on the side, there is a trough that has some of the most eloquent looking, like horse feed you've ever seen in your life.
I already like
you. They apparently accounted for Winchester. And when you come in, Vindy perks up, straightens out her back, sits up in her chair, and looks over to the lot of you.
Seeing as how it seems I will be disappearing very shortly, I'll have to flee for my life. I thought this would be a good time for us to catch up and have a chat. So,
Where's my money?
I have your money. Join me, won't you? This will probably be the most important meal of your lives.
And with that, I'd like to stop there.
Woo! Oh, what do you mean? We can't have a 9-hour game?
Yeah, we're gonna take off YouTube, so we'll see you guys next time.
Bye, YouTube.